Hello, welcome to Plays in Exile. My name is Phil, and in this episode I'm going to talk about priming your miniatures. Regular viewers of the channel may know that I recently obtained Star Wars Legions box set, and I have since assembled all of the miniatures, which are most of what you can see on the screen right now. I have also assembled an additional AT-RT, which is this one here, the one that isn't holding his gun. The one holding his gun comes from the set. The one that isn't holding his gun comes from the box. My idea is to use a new primer that I've obtained to see how it works on these miniatures. This is the primer I'm referring to. It's matte black. It's by Colourforge. It costs £10 for a standard sort of 500ml can, I think it is. I'm going to prime them in black, and then what I'm going to do is half of them I'm going to attempt to do a Zenithal prime on them with matte white. Zenithal prime, you start with black and then you spray the white on top downwards. So you end up with dark shadows underneath where you would naturally expect shadows to occur, and light white on the top where you expect the light to hit them. I'm going to do that with one half of the troops and probably both of the walkers. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this half black and I'm going to dry brush those white. And the intention is to then see how they all react when I use the Army Painter Speed Paint Mega Set on them. So here we are in my make do spray booth, little corner of my garden. And you can see I've got the miniatures lined up and I've got my matte black spray paint. So I'm just going to give it a good shake. You're supposed to have these warm as well. These don't actually feel that cold, so I think I'm going to be good for that. You'll notice Luke is at the end. He's going to be sprayed grey. What I'm going to do is spray him in my normal grey spray, and I'll talk about that at the time. But the rest of them, we're going to hit them with some black. They're just blue tacked on, in case you're curious. Here we go. Just gentle. I don't really want to get Luke, so I'm just going to angle it this way. And then we're going to move it around so I can get the backs. Paying careful attention to make sure I get inside the bike. So I'm going to come back, hurry around the other side. So if you swap sides a little bit for me, you can see a lot of the sides here. There's no paint on them at all, so we're going to go with those. One way I want to be careful. I don't really want to get blue. I probably could have left Luke off actually, but
yeah.
Okay. Now what we're going to do. And this is why it's on my stick, is I'm just going to tilt it. And you can see I've not got any of their undersides. Again, not going too heavy with the paint, just like dustings. It's coming off quite nice, actually, to be honest with you. And then what we're going to do... Oh, we've lost a miniature.
Oh no.
That's the one there's a blue tack for you.
Yeah.
We have a rebel commander down.
And the thing is, spray paint is watery, so it'll do the stuff.
Okay, I'm going to tip it this way. Right, mind your legs, please. Candy's been my able cameraman today.
Hello.
Apologies for the noise, that's the boiler. You know, I might just re-record the video on this. So that's all the black done. So the idea is now, you can see my usual primer is Wilco grey, basically undercoat primer. And what I would usually do with this is I would spray grey, and then I would do something like a contrast black or non-oil and use that to show the darkness. So what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to give this one a good shake. You can hear how noisy this is. It's just because this has been used, whereas the others are fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spray Luke. Now, the reason I'm spraying Luke in grey is really, as an example...
That smells different than the one that you just used.
Very different. Right, so I'll come around and do Luke from this side. Right-handed. I just want to make sure I've got his underneath. So what that'll do is it'll give me a good example of what I normally would use versus the new Colour Forge sprays. So we're going to give this a little bit of time to dry. We're going to remove half of the Rebel squads, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a Zenithal with the white spray on top of half of them. What we've noticed, we've just had a look after the paint's dried a little bit, and there's still some grey areas, especially on the back and the underneath of the walker. So we're just going to hit them again with a little bit of black, just to make sure all the miniatures are covered. Right, actually I took one of the walkers off, that's how we know that I haven't quite covered everything. Still some in the back of the walker that's not been done. Trying to make sure I've got all that. Okay, I think I'm happier with that. Let's just have a look. It's actually coming off really nicely when you actually look closely to the miniatures. But we'll go over those when we're back upstairs. Alright, let's let these dry and then we can do our Zenithal. As you can see, I've removed some of the Rebels and Luke's gone as well. So we're left with one squadron and just at one walker. I've decided just to do the one walker. We've got our new Colour Forge matte white.
Yep.
Give it a good shake, although we've been shaking this quite a lot, so...
Yeah.
So what the idea is here, apparently, I've never Zenithal primed in my life, so I've got no idea what I'm doing. We're just going to go across the tops. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to spray across the top. We're spraying down. We're going to get light on the top and we're going to end up with dark underneath. That's the theory. Let's see how we get on. We are... Oh my gosh. This is weird. But you can already see, actually, the idea. Just going to walk round you. I'm just going to come just at the backs. I think that's probably enough, is it? Yeah. There we go. Real light dusting, but that white's gone on really nicely. I've got a really cheap white primer. Doesn't go on anywhere near as nice as that. So you should be able to see that by spraying the white down, we've still got darkness underneath, which is giving us our shadow. So we've got light and shadow. It's called a Zenithal prime. What we'll do is we'll let them dry and then we'll go back to the desk and we'll have a look. And here we are back at my desk and you can see the finalised painted miniatures. One thing I would like to look at first of all is Luke. So Luke was painted with my usual cheap primer. And the one thing that I have noticed about him is he is not matte when you compare him to the other miniatures. He's actually ever so slightly satin. I'm not sure if the video will pick it up. But there is a certain glossiness to him. Now, it's fine. It won't cause me a problem with painting him. The first thing I'll do is I'll put a wash over him, as I say, either with a black contrast paint or known oil. In the same way as we've done with the Zenithal highlights, that'll pick up all the darkness for me and then I can look to start painting him with some colours. He'll probably be painted using traditional paints, usually Games Workshop, whereas the other miniatures that I'm going to paint will be painted with the Army Painter Speed Paint set. Let's put Luke back over there. If we take a look at the black miniatures, I'm hoping you'll be able to see, they are very matte. This has gone on very, very nicely. They are very matte. My intention with these is to use my new Army Painter dry brushings Here they are, army painted dry brushes. And I'm going to dry brush them white. And by dry brushing them white, I'm going to hopefully achieve a similar effect to the Zenithal. Keep in mind, this is the first time I've Zenithal primed miniatures. In some cases, I think maybe I went a little bit too light with the white. If we look at, for example, the Duros, he looks alright standing up, but if you look at him close up, especially on this side, there's still sort of some shade, but perhaps I should have put a little bit more on his face. I don't know. We'll see how he comes out when I paint him. I do think that the Walker has come out very nicely. Hopefully you can see that. Means that it should be very dark underneath, very light on top. So I'm going to have fun painting these up with the Army Paint Speed Paint set, which I will review on the channel in a not too distant future. So that was a little look at my new Colour Forge primers. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you found it informative. I actually am very impressed with the way they have gone on. They are, the black is very matte. The white covered very quickly. It's covered over black and is a very white. That might sound funny, but sometimes you can get a white and there's maybe a hint of blue in it, or there's a hint of sort of a cream in it. But this is a very, very white. It'll be interesting to see how these look when we look at the Speed Painter set. Thank you very much for watching Players in Exile. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and join us next time.